Hey, what's up, y'all? It's the Young OG Fabolous, and you're checking out Hot New Hip Hop. And make sure y'all download that Young OG project on Christmas Day.
Let's get it. My current situation,
You know, what I did was I was working on another project, completely Loso's Way 2, and I started getting a lot of music or ideas or just seeing how some of the fashion from before was coming back. It started to make sense. It kind of created itself within my project, and it was so much of it that I said it's enough for me to do a complete project, just kind of 90s themed, inspired, influenced, even flips of actual joints, because people were sending me beats that were flips of 90s records as well. And that's really where it stemmed from. The project is like kind of me tipping my hat to the 90s from my perspective, from where I came in and where I am today. And you know, maybe it brings back some memories of the guys who did live in it, and then it could also educate, you know, people who didn't live in it, and just, you know, go on the vibe of it, or look up the songs where it came from, or the artist, you know what I'm saying? And I just fused it as well too. The music is not like just 90s boom bap. It's, you know, it's fused with, you know, some 90s sounds or influences with 2014 drums or whatever, and, you know, just so that it's still of this time, but it still also gives you a different feel as well. I wanted to include my son in my music, and we did a photo shoot, and we actually did it a while ago. It just seemed like when we came with this project that it was just fit. The photograph of him sitting on a throne and kind of being like bored in the throne almost, like, you know, like sitting sideways in it. Usually you see a king sit up present in it, and he's kind of like slouched down with his hand to it. So, you know, it's some symbolism in that, but it's also just, you know, I wanted, you know, an opportunity just for my son to live through my music too. That'll always be, you know, that'll always be a cover. You know, it'll always be something that he can look at throughout his life, even when he's grown, and, you know, can look back on. It was really a make or break point for me, more than me saying that I was in the game. I had to make the most of the opportunity, and I don't really have the animated story or being shot 6-7 times, or, you know, a big rap battle kind of, you know, some people have different stories on how they ended up getting on. And mine was, you know, just having this opportunity and making the most of the opportunity, man. And that's still something that you gotta live by, you know, no matter what you do. You know what I'm saying? You may get a chance to something, you may not know when you're gonna get that chance again. And that's kind of what I did that night. And, you know, it led me all the way to where I am today. I wanted to come out with that first because it was away from starting from the streets and kind of from the ground up. And stirring the pot from the bottom, really, you know what I'm saying? Instead of like dishing out like a radio single, and, you know, it gives you a taste of what the project could be about, but it doesn't tackle it, because you're really trying to sell when you go single sometimes, you know, when you go radio single, and you're trying to, you know, project a certain successful record first to make the album be successful. Where this one, I wanted to attack it almost like how I do mixtapes, and give, you know, a joint to the core and let it build up from there. And you know, with the video, I wanted to do the same thing. I wanted to keep it gritty. I wanted to keep it, you know, some things that you probably weren't seeing in the videos as much anymore. You know, so there was some skits in there. There was, you know, some shooting in there. The skits were remakes from a 1990 movie called King of New York, which also has a symbolism with me as, you know, not just only saying that I am the king of New York, but it's also acknowledging that I am a king of New York. And, you know, there's kings here. There's kings in each right. You know, there was Jay-Z, there was Diddy, there was Nas, there was Biggie, there was, you know, all of these guys are kings and icons almost in the game. So it's also making that notion that, you know, I'm one of the kings of New York, and, you know, I'm gonna keep putting on for the city and representing that as well. And I think hip hop, you know, spread from just being like a regional thing here on the East Coast, and, you know, and on the West Coast, and, you know, then the South emerged in the later 90s to me, where, you know, I mean, they always had their
When I say I'm the king of that demographic. You understand? The king of the best that ever did it for those people.